Hi, I'm Naomi Duncan and I'm the Chief Executive of Chefs in Schools. We've been nominated for the Children's Food Campaigner Award. Our charity was established about 2 years ago and our mission is to improve the health of children through improving food and food education in schools. We do that in various different ways. We work predominantly in areas with high levels of socio-economic deprivation to radically transform the food that's being served in schools. We do that by training up school kitchen teams to run school kitchens with the passion and enthusiasm that you would find in a professional restaurant kitchen. And we also integrate the food that's being served in schools with the classroom education around food. We believe really passionately that if you teach children about food and you integrate food into their education in schools, you can have a lifelong impact on their eating habits. Outside of our direct work in schools, we also campaign around issues relating to school food. We are working to improve standards, school food standards, and campaigning to make sure that they're monitored properly across the country. We do that working with other partner organisations. We also are working across industry to develop tools and resources and training programmes to help many more schools all across the country make a dramatic improvement in the way that food is served in schools. School food has come on an enormous journey in the last 20 years, thanks to Jeanette Horry and Jamie Oliver kicking things off. But there is still a really long way to go in some schools. Our goal is that every school in the country is not only serving up great food, but also teaching children to share that passion for food. I think probably it's fair to say that the biggest challenge is going to be quite similar for everyone, and the global pandemic has certainly brought some challenges for us. With the schools all being shut down in March, it could have been maybe a bit of an existential crisis in terms of our work, but instead we worked very closely with partner organisations including School Food Matters, the Food Foundation, Sustain and the Soil Association to make sure that the issue of food for vulnerable children was made a priority by the government, make sure that provision was offered outside of term time. And we also individually mobilised an enormous army of incredible volunteers from restaurants who we then commandeered empty school kitchens and we turned those into production sites for weekly food parcels. Over the course of the lockdown period and school shutdown, we distributed more than 320,000 meals across the capital. And that work continues today on a smaller scale now that schools are back. And I guess that's informed our kind of wider campaigning work now, and we are part of the wider campaign to help end child food poverty, campaigning to make sure that the recommendations made by our chair, Henry Dimbleby, in the National Food Strategy are implemented in full, and in particular the extension of free school meals, which will obviously be of a great quality, to all school children whose parents are in receipt of universal credit. We believe really passionately in the power of food in schools to help equalise the playing field for children. So we think it's really important that all children have access and are able to eat great food and learn about great food in schools. And we're just delighted to be nominated for this award. If we were to win it, it would mean a huge amount to our team. We're a very small team, and our team have worked incredibly hard this year, and I think it had some really big achievements. So I'm immensely proud of them, and thank you so much for the nomination.